Rams Bucs ended up being quite the boring performance on Sunday night. It made things pretty easy for going to bed early after our long journey back from Idaho. It was over in the first quarter. It was one of those ones where you kind of just kept you could get a little distracted and you'd look up like, oh, there's another big Devontae Adams catch. Oh, Baker's out of the game. And now Teddy Bridgewater's in the game. Credit to Teddy B for popping in. He didn't totally look like he was in game shape. There was one scramble he had. He's wearing that big puffy sweatshirt underneath his jersey. I'm like, Teddy Bridgewater looks a lot bigger than usual Teddy Bridgewater.
He's in high school coach. Yeah,
that was what I thought. Yeah. I was like, he looks like he's been coaching high school ball. Anyone who's got like a former
walking around the cafeteria, having a little some of the pregame meal, a lot of pasta. Hey, Teddy B's living the life.
We got just an absolute clinic from the Rams where they built a lead and they just kind of chilled for the entire second half. Here's one really underrated narrative with this that I feel like I don't see enough people talking about. Emanuel Forbes, the super underweight DB from Mississippi State that was labeled a bust and a cast-off, doesn't stick with the Commanders, ends up on the Rams, has the game of his life, and is starting to show some signs of why he was so highly regarded back when he was drafted. He did not allow a single reception on his 33 coverage snaps in the game, despite being targeted 7 times. No other defender has been targeted at that many times in a game without allowing a reception this season. Forbes looked awesome. He had 5 pass breakups, and I kind of wonder, is he one of the pieces that they needed on defense to really hit their stride to become the best team in the NFC?
There's not a player on the planet that I don't think that would be better by going to the Los Angeles Rams, is what I'd say. The Rams are becoming the new Patriots, where we don't want you want to be here if you want to win football games and get better. Like, that's the situation that they've developed. It's impressive because I watched a lot of Emanuel Forbes when he was with Washington. He looked confused. He looked shaky. He didn't look very instinctual. He didn't look like he was keeping up with the receivers physically. He was getting pushed around a lot and couldn't stay healthy because of his frame. Goes to LA and looks like the guy that you would have hoped he could have blossomed into when he got to the league. I don't know if they do tender love and care in LA. I don't know if they do harsh in your face truth and reality. Wake up, fix this, and you'll be good. But it works. It's a really good story. Forbes, I mean, if you're a first rounder that didn't work on a team, tell your agent, I want to go to LA. I don't care how little they're going to pay me. Fix me in LA, and they will. The track record is long. It's such a good team, man. We're not glazing Stafford enough either.
Yeah.
Like, he's just putting on a masterclass. 3 touchdowns, no picks. Hasn't thrown a pick in 8 weeks or something like that. Just you can't say enough good things about what he's doing with this offense. It's all working. I don't think they have a weak spot on the team, which makes it very dangerous. I mean, they have it all. And it's not because they have all the stars. It's a different situation than Philly. I started digging into it. Their offensive line, Joe, they don't have a first-rounder starting. They have 2 UDFAs starting and Alaric Jackson and Coleman Shelton, their center. They have 1 second-rounder. That's Steve Avila, the guard. A 4th-rounder in Kevin Dotson, their right guard. And a 5th-rounder in Warren McClendon Jr. How am I watching the Eagles, which is a team compiled of first-rounders, second-rounders out of the best SEC programs, and the Rams are better with guys that couldn't get a sniff on other teams in the league? I don't get it. Whatever metric that they use to evaluate talent, it's just better than other teams. It's so far beyond, because this isn't the first time this happened. Their defense has been littered with dudes like this for years.
Well, this is part of what I think stands out so much about the Rams, is that they're so great at constructing their team and maximizing the guys on their team that are not the prototype, that don't fit the mold of what you usually look for. You just mentioned there, you've got a bunch of mid to late round guys starting on your offensive line, guys that many would have just assumed would not have been useful starters, would not have been useful players for their franchises, end up being key contributors on the offensive line. Emanuel Forbes is an example of a guy who was underweight and was performing poorly because of his size and was considered to be a physical outlier even when he was drafted. And now he is shining in that defense. I think I look at their defensive line where Jared Verse maybe he's a little bit does actually fit the prototype of an edge rusher, but they're getting the most out of him. And then
they hit.
Braden Fisk is this super undersized, length limited defensive tackle who is a total menace in the interior. That's the point, is that they know how to get the most out of guys that I think most teams assume won't.
My team gets the least out of their guys. And that's what I think a lot of teams and fans have to cope with. I'm coping with it big time this year. I think a lot of other teams are, because when you actually start to go under the curtain, under the hood with what Los Angeles does, you realize how sloppy and shoddy your organization is. I mean, in a direct comparison, Nate Landman, who has been a super impact linebacker for the Rams, cast off from Atlanta. So we don't want you. We're good. We don't want you. He's got 4 forced fumbles this year for Los Angeles. Huge impact contributor on the defense. They got him for a bag of chips.
Didn't they just give him an extension too?
Yeah. Hey, we found you. We like you. We'll keep you. God, they're just smarter than everybody. It's frustrating. It's also frustrating that they're sitting in LA. This team and how they're operating should be in a real football town with fans that show up and get up for this team. That stadium with this team should be sold out. There should be a waiting list to get in it to see the best football put on the planet. No other sport would do the best team in their league dirty like this and just be like LA, like, oh, I don't need to go to a football game. I don't need to support this team. Do better, Los Angeles. You have a sick team.
I do think that's one of the funniest things, by the way, with the Rams is that you go to a game and most of the opposing crowd is in the stands. And I think most Rams fans that I talk to aren't from LA. Like, they don't live in LA. They don't go to the games because they're not anywhere near the stadium. It's one of the weirdest fan bases that you're ever going to find in a sport. I will say it's truly disappointing because they have a ridiculously nice stadium and they have every reason to attract the biggest and the best names, which they typically have a chance to do in free agency because, I mean, it's sick if you have a shitload of money to live in LA, to get a gigantic house and to be, you know, part of the scene out there. Maybe you won't be as highly recognized as a celebrity if you're a big
TikTok
dumpy offensive lineman.
Freaking, who's the kid that just Jack Doherty is getting more recognized in LA than Emanuel Forbes is? Probably even more than Aaron Donald, to be honest. It's just what a trash city.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who lived there, I don't really disagree with that.